Now we turn to the COVID-19 pandemic. South Korea has become one of the world's major COVID hotspots, with cumulative confirmed cases nearing 10 million. But the government says it's still reducing social distancing curbs starting Monday, and the country plans to welcome fully vaccinated foreign travelers in April. For more on that, let's cross live to our correspondent Jack Barton in Seoul. Jack, are people in South Korea worried about this kind of further loosening as case numbers are rising dramatically?
Of course, there is concern, but the mood amongst most people, and certainly the government at the moment, is after 2 years of pandemic restrictions, if not now, then when? And so most people generally are accepting, welcoming in fact, of this loosening of restrictions, even though we still have the high numbers. Though today the figure we've seen is around 210,000 new infections. That's a big number, but it's much smaller than the more than 600,000 infections we saw last Thursday. And even though it's been the weekend when reporting tends to fall, less people turn out to get a checkup. Nonetheless, even with that factor taken into consideration, it's probably going to be less than 300,000. Now, some medical officials are concerned, and some even in the government say that number could pick up again, but they're still pushing on with that easing. So as of today, 8 people can socially gather instead of 6. That was the limit before. And as you mentioned, the quarantine restrictions are going to be lifted, and it was set for April the 1st, but it's been brought forward to today. So as of today, people can fly into Korea without any quarantine at all, though they still need to do a PCR test within 48 hours of departure, and they do need to fill in their details on a Korean government website before traveling to the country. And there are some exemptions. People from Uzbekistan, from Myanmar, Ukraine and Pakistan, they're still going to have to do quarantine whether or not they're vaccinated. But overall, the government pushing ahead with the easing of restrictions, and saying that with Omicron, yes, we've got hundreds of thousands of cases, but it's far less severe than earlier variants, and it's time the country has to start learning to live with it.
Thank you very much and take care. Our correspondent Jack Barton in Seoul.